The next session, panel 5 HE, Digital Literacy and Cybersecurity in Education. And the speakers are Dr. K. Maran, Director, Sairam Institute of Management Studies, Chennai. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Jamshed Bharucha, Founding Vice Chancellor, Sai University, Paiyanur. We welcome you, sir. Dr. M. Somasundaram, Dean, Research, Jaya Group of Institutions, Chennai. Dr. K. Elamvazhuthi, Director, Management Studies, Excel Group Institution, Pallakkapalayam. Dr. K. Srinivasan, Director, Sudharsan Group of Institutions, Pudukkottai. Dr. S. Prakash, Dean, Mechanical, Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai.
Good evening, friends. Most respected, the expert panelist for the 5th session of today, New Normal Tamil Nadu Higher Education.
So sorry to interrupt, one more person is added. Dr. N. Mohan Gandhi, CEO, KIT, Kalaignar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology, Coimbatore.
Respected friends, I am really very happy to be part of this great education conclave. In this conclave, in our sessions, the digital literacy and the cyber security in education. The digital literacy is one of the major and vital part of every individual in our life. In digital literacies, as per the Indian statistics, 118 crores internet connections, mobile phone available, 180 crores. India is the second largest country using internet. Even in our education system, when you are coming to school education system, in our school education, school curriculum, both the central government as well as various state governments, which are highly initiated, impressed to involved framing curriculums about the digital literacies. Because of the digital literacies, you know, even our morning roundtable discussions, some of our colleagues might be discussed about their kids, their grandson or the daughters using mobile phone. Even nowadays, the 6 months or 1 year kids are using mobile phone and they are using, say, setting app, what they are doing, they are playing. Earlier, when you are a child, you have used toys, especially the tanture toys. Now we are unable to find out where is the tanture toys, which is really very rare. Nowadays, every kids, what happened here, now they are using only mobile phone. Right? So in this what do you call it? In this great development situation, the critical situations, how to use as an educationalist, how to give the digital literacy or literacy curriculums as well as the cyber securities. So the cyber securities, when you talk about the digital literacy, when you are into the higher educations, now we are talking about startup. For the startup or the entrepreneurships or technology development, the product development, the digital education, the digital curriculum is based. In 2017, we had only 400 startup in India. Now today, 1,15,000 startup in India. Every day, 3 to 4 startup born in India, the digital based startup born in India, which indicates our quality curriculum, digital based curriculum. The teachers are teaching digital based. So as a panelist, all of them highly experts in higher educations. In addition to that, cyber security is many experts, what they are saying is more than 600% employment opportunities, cyber security is in another 10 years. 600% increases. At the same time, the cyber security is what? Every 1 lakh, around 230 people affecting, every 1 lakh. Around 1 crore, 1 crore something, the cyber security cases pending. Especially financial cases, financial fraud is very high. Even other social issues which are high. So in this critical situation, as a teacher, as a educational step, what is our responsibilities? How to use the digital literacies, digital curriculums, as well as how to handle the cyber-based issues, ethical-based. So these are all the critical situations. So in this aspect, now we have 4 eminent experts are here. Now I would like to invite the great eminent, I think, medical professions. Medical professions. He worked US experience. Now he is a founder, Vice Chancellor of Sai University in Chennai, one of the model universities, virtual universities, not virtual universities, skill-based universities. I think this universities got a highly adapted national education policies in their campus. I know. I never went to the campus, but I am observing the Sai University performances and progresses, what they are doing for the student communities. What are the program, what are the curriculum models which are there. Now, I call upon the eminent founder, Vice Chancellor, to share about his rich experience in our panel discussions topic. Thank you. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir, for chairing this panel. And thank you to the organizers for putting it together. And thank you to my fellow panelists. I'm so happy to see this topic on the agenda. It is perhaps one of the most critical topics of our time. As I look at the description of the panel, building digital literacy among educators and students to navigate the digital landscape safely and responsibly. I actually don't worry about the digital literacy of our students. They acquire it extremely quickly because they have lots of incentives to do that. Many of them are not the right incentives to do that, but any teacher or parent knows, you know, if a child wants to access something, they will figure it out and they learn it from their parents. But I do worry about the responsibility part of the equation for our students, and I think that may well be the biggest challenge going forward, is as digital technologies make it much, much easier to access information, to manipulate information, and to project information, to send out information. How do we prepare our students to be responsible in that way? So for the teachers, the educators, I think all of us who are educators, we didn't come into this profession to make money. We came into this profession because we had sincere interest in preparing the youth for lives that were fulfilling and productive and serving humanity. So we do care about responsibility, and we actually think about it a lot. But we are going to be behind the students in terms of digital literacy. Those of us, educators, who are into technology itself, into the AI systems and so on, of course, will be ahead of the students in terms of our knowledge of that. But in terms of digital literacy, students are ahead. Teachers are way behind, particularly in the schools. In the schools, teachers are way behind their students. But the students are way behind in terms of inculcating that sense of responsibility. So as educators, we're losing control of classical values like truth and integrity. It's going to be much more difficult to draw red lines in terms of what information is true and what is not. So I'll just make 3 quick points and then pass it on to my fellow panelists. One is fake news or deep fakes. I was at a recent symposium where I was just startled, absolutely startled, to see how sophisticated the deep fakes are now. And as we know, politicians are using it. You can even get dead politicians to give speeches now. For our young people, the line between truth and untruth, real and unreal, is blurred compared to we grew up with much clearer lines, right and wrong, true and false. And I worry that for our students, these are blurred. Fake news is a huge problem. Anybody can put anything on social media, and the noise is much greater than the signal. And so what I tell my students is, as a teacher, one of my primary jobs today is not imparting knowledge, not transmitting information. It's trying to train you to put a filter on information so that you can select valid information and put aside information that's false. So that's fake news, deep fakes. The second problem is plagiarism and falsification. And with ChatGPT, I think as educators, our whole enterprise has been turned on its head. On its head. So we have a law school, and the faculty tell me today what a law firm would have taken 2 weeks to do with a team to prepare the briefing for a case, to brief the senior advocates and solicitors, takes a click of a button on a phone. Done. The third point is digital black boxes. We don't know what's inside these systems. We just use them. So thank you. These are my comments.
I think what Sir was emphasized in his discussions, the literacy learning is not a problem. Of course, everyone understand as well as acceptable. Whereas the challenges in India, the growing countries or the developed countries, there are a number of issues for which there are a number of reasons. First of all, as a stakeholder, we must understanding the reality, we must understanding about the societies, unless otherwise we never change anything in the world. What Sir said, the social media fake news highly threatened the peoples. Even in the elections, during the elections period, how many politicians faced the problem, how many people also whatever confused because of the false information, sir. I think Sir has rightly emphasized about the problems faced by the society due to this cyber security as well as the, the literacy rate is still very, very poor in India. Next, I hand over to the other panelist, Dr. Somasundaram, Dean Research, Jaya Group of Institutions. Please, you can share your views, sir, please.
Good evening. I thank the organizers for giving an opportunity to be part of this event and part of this panel discussion. The topic being digital literacy among the educators. I would like to define educators as teachers who are directly in touch with students and conveying the subject to the students. Because now educators need not be in touch with students, but in my discussion I take this. In terms of the educator, the role of an educator, teacher, has been same for the last hundreds of years. It's a noble profession. It's the same over the last hundreds of years, namely acquiring the knowledge, that is gathering the knowledge, content, which he has to convey to students, and then preparing the content to the students, because the content has to be prepared in a way specific to his students. And the third is actual delivery of the content, the subject, to the students in a way that he understands and acquires knowledge. And the fourth one is evaluation or testing. It is not just merely giving some question paper and marks, but nowadays we have to see whether he has really acquired and he has acquired the outcome as expected from the course outcomes, program outcomes, and so on, which are coming up in the outcome-based accreditation, outcome-based education. So in view of this, the role has been the same for long, but a lot of triggers, a lot of changes have happened in society because the students' mentality, the diversity of students in a class, all these have been changing. So you have to address all of them, of students of variety of interests and talents. And the evaluation methodology has to change. As I said, it is outcome-based education. You have to check the evaluation based on that. And many changes taking place in the society, in particular the pandemic period which we went through, which required us to communicate with students, not physically, but over online, which also means we have to do online preparation, online delivery, and so on, which required us to develop digital skills. And technological changes in terms of hardware and software, including artificial intelligence, which leads to applying this knowledge to specifically identify how much the student has acquired and what is the learning path we have to give. And instead of a classroom, one solution for all, it has to be specific to the student. That is personalized learning. 4 years back, I discussed this topic with people in industry. I was in academics and I discussed with the industry. They also had the same thought. So we published a paper in World Engineering Education Forum in 2019, and it got published in Elsevier. That is intelligent quality management system, wherein you offer, use AI and give personalized learning. So it involves many methods by which you can personalize the learning. Out of this, all this requires digital skills. For example, to acquire the knowledge, the educator can use what is the global standard. Can you attend some online courses available globally? Or within our own country, if you want to listen to more eminent professors, can you attend NPTEL? Even if I know the subject, I can attend NPTEL and SWAYAM and acquire more knowledge from the IIT professors and eminent professors, how they teach the subject. So digital skills are required. In terms of preparing the content, yes, required. You require a Google PowerPoint presentation, embedding videos, embedding all this content from various sources as specific to my students. So digital skills are required. And in terms of delivery, yes, you will be delivering online and you have to manage a large number of students online. So you may not know face-to-face. You don't know whether he's listening to you or whether he's disciplined. So we have to have some digital techniques to overcome that. Like, for example, you can have a survey in between to make sure that they're all alert, attending, they grasp the subject and all that. You can run a survey and see whether they are answering the questions, etc. So there's skills, digital skills available which can be used effectively for this delivery, which is a part. And again, it can be made more interactive so that flipped learning can be implemented through online. Okay. And again, in evaluation through tools like Google Classroom, etc. So the role remains the same. The digital skills which we acquire over a period of time will improve the effectiveness of the teaching.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable input. Now over to Dr. Elamvazhuthi, Director, Management Studies, Excel Group of Institutions.
So good evening. I represent Excel Group Institutions, Dr. K. Elamvazhuthi. Since I'm a management guy, I should make this session very interesting. Before I go into the topic, I just wanted to sing a small song. Unnai arindal, ulagathil poradalam, uyandalum, தாழ்ந்தாலும் தலை வணங்காமல் நீ வாழலாம். உன்னை அறிந்தால் உலகத்தில் போராடலாம். It's very simple as this Unnai Arindal, this song about 50-60 years back. has been sung in the movies, and it has inspired a lot of youngsters. And another thing, Nalla Nalla Pillaigalai Nambi, in the Nade Irukkudu Thambi. Nalla Nalla Pillaigalai Nambi. Now we, the teachers and the educationists, parents, have got a great role to mold the kids' children. The topic for us discussion is digital literacy and cyber crime, cyber security. Where there is a cyber crime, there is a cyber security. Where there is cyber security, you will find cyber crime as there. It's just like egg chicken. The more of cyber security, when you are increasing the security aspects, a lot of people are moving towards more crimes are happening. 20 or 25 years back, we used to ask, are you computer literate? There was a question. Now we started asking, are you digital literacy? We are talking about digital literacy. And we may not know, maybe after 5-10 years, what's going to happen. I feel that we are in an era of total transformation. From news to e-news, learning to e-learning, banks to e-bank. Like that, everything now becomes digitalization. I could see for the last 10 years or 15 years, we are moving towards more digital environment. And obviously, the younger generation are getting more accustomed. They are getting tuned. They are getting transformation. They are changing themselves rather than the little older generation like us. Now, I told Unnai Arindal, Thannai Arindal, that's the know thyself. What I feel that the current younger generations, they can do wonders. But the problem, the weakness, what they possess is that they don't know what the skills, talents, wonders they themselves possess inside. Because of that, they are more distraction. They are carried away by many distractions. In our days, when I did my management from PhD Tech, immediately after my marriage, after marriage, we got a lot of other things, but still, I was concentrating on studies. We didn't have any Google. We didn't have internet, nothing. We all reading, learning from the books. Now, the current generation, the management students, in spite of many case studies, lectures we give, they are not able to grab faster. We cannot blame the digital environment, digitalization, but it will happen like this. In coming years, it will be more worse, and there will be more disturbances. But in spite of that, how an individual understands oneself and faces what he can. This particular Thannai Aridal,
So 30 seconds.
the last conclude, just 3,000 years back, Thirumandaram, Mahan Sitta Thirumolar just wrote this Thirumandaram. அதில் சொல்லியிருக்காரு, தன்னை அறிய தனக்கு ஒரு கேடு இல்லை, தன்னை அறியாமல் தானே கெடுகின்றார், தன்னை அறியும் அறிவை அந்தபின் தன்னையே அர்ச்சிக்க தான் இருந்தானே. So the moment you understand yourself, your skills, talents, what you can do, automatically you can start worshipping yourself. So this is what my suggestion or my insight is that the younger generations and also every one of us understand, know ourselves, and then contribute more for the betterment of the students and the society.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
I think what he has insisted here, we should realize about ourselves. That's what I'm saying. The self-concept is more important, psychological theory. Even what I'm doing here, I think almost all of you using internet. How many of us you are using internet? Even students also using internet. But how many percentage of using internet for your personal development, career development, academic purpose, research purpose. Even less than 20%, which is not possible in India. Whereas in other countries, more than 60% students are using internet for their personal development. So the self-conscious more important. Who are the responsibility as a teacher? We are the responsibility to teach them, to understanding about their future and all these things which will happen in the world. So with this, I hand over to Mr. Mohan Gandhi, Chief Executive Officer, Kalaignar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology. Please, you proceed, sir.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, good evening to all. First of all, I thank the organizer for giving me the opportunities. So I thank you, sir, for particularly the sir build a strong foundation for my speech. Know yourself. The students, first of all, they know who are they. That's understanding themselves is important. Faculty are covering that subject, what is given in the curriculum syllabus, then conducting assessment test, then end semester exam, it's going on. Above that, so faculty should guide. So there is a three perspective it should be seen. First one is individual ability of doing things determined by his capability. So anything he is doing, his ability to do the things determine his capability. Second one is motive determines what he is doing. Currently what he is doing, what is motive. Then third thing, his attitude determines how well he is doing the things. So in this three perspective, what our faculty role is, if you take Coursera, there are 7,500 courses are there. And around 1,500 projects are there. So the faculty should guide him. So which course he should take. So then, if just like battlefield Arjuna, that Krishna, then he gave Bhagavad Gita motivation. Like this, our role is we have to motivate. So how well we are doing like this. So in this way, we can build the capability of students. We have to motivate, then we have to inspire, then we have to build the students' motive. Same way, we should, so tools are various software, various tools, all are available. Then what we are doing, that how well we are doing, that both are determined. So what we need, that we have to identify, how well we used to use, then we should have experience, we should have practice, then only we can do this. Two things are there. What, then how well. So these two is important. So then only we can, that all of you know this leader, art of getting things done. So then only we can complete. For this needed is, there is a focus and more specific. Then only we can see the end result. Then each and every stage, we should motivate the students to do all those things. There is a GitHub project portal is there. Already there are, just like library, more books are there. In this GitHub project library is there. In this project library, plenty of projects are there. This faculty can motivate which project he can take and we can develop. That project the student can develop. Then we can store in this GitHub. That link will be given, the resume he can put it. So it is added area. So Coursera we can do subject, the students can subject. It is added value to the students in this resume. Same way, project he can do in the GitHub. So there plenty of things are there. I am quoting two things. Then he can do, he will come up in the life. In this, he can reach in the 4 stages. First one is unconsciously incompetence. He didn't know what he didn't know. So our role is, so what are things he should study, we should guide. Then only he know, oh, I didn't know this one. So that he identify you have to bring to next stage. That is consciously incompetence. That is, he know what he didn't know. That's the second stage. Then third stage is, that is consciously competitive. then he practice. So then he can learn. Then continuous practice only, unconsciously competitive. The fourth stage we can bring. So I can tell with example this, suppose two-wheeler we are driving. So ஈஸியாக ஓட்டிடலாம்னு நினைப்போம். போய் உட்காந்து கீர் போடும்போது தான் தெரியும் கிளச்சு கரெக்டாக ரிலீஸ் பண்ணணும், ஆக்சிலேட்டர் கரெக்டாக. Then only we can understand. We don't know, unconsciously incompetence. Then we practice. Then nowadays, so unconsciously we are competitive. So previously at the time of learning, consciously we would put gear and accelerator, clutch releasing, then like this.
Last 30 seconds, sir.
Okay. Like this, we can motivate we can bring the fourth stage to the students. Then the student will be successful. Ultimately, our institution and faculty will be successful. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now I over to Dr. Srinivasan, Director, Sudharsan Group of Institutions.
Good evening, all. So, with immense pleasure, I thank for the wonderful opportunity. So, digital literacy in education and cyber security. So, this is one of the important topic. So, need of the hour. So, mostly, actually, some of the students, more number of students, some students studied in rural areas. So, some of the students studied in some Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, so these kind of areas, some of the students are studied. So, in rural area, I am representing for rural areas. So, for example, if we consider for Trichy, Pudukkottai and Thanjavur, so some of the students doesn't know about cyber security and doesn't know about digital literacy. So, it is our responsibility. So, faculty member responsibilities, we have to create awareness to such kind of students. So, that is one of the important responsibilities. So, for that, first our faculty members should aware about digital literacy and cyber crime and cyber education. So, if any issue arises, how can we overcome that issue? So, we have to address our students. So, that is the prime responsibility of a teacher. So, for that I am having one proverb. A good professor opens minds, but a great professor opens the hearts. So, if everyone in teaching profession should follow this proverb, then only our student life will become better. So, it is one responsibility of a faculty member to take care of the students. So, if our child means we have to take care. So, similarly, we have to take care of our students. So, in schooling level, in college level, so we have to create that kind of awareness to students. So, if we create this kind of awareness, automatically everyone get clear about this kind of issues. So, without knowing, these people are doing this kind of things. So, if we create a very good awareness to them, so automatically these kind of problems are solved. So, this is my point. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you, sir. I would like to add one more thing, what sir said, the GBT. I think the medical students using GBT for preparing assignment in India. Whereas in China, the initial itself, they have restricted a GBT. The GPT, though we are encouraging digital information technology and so, but when the technology is distracting the student community, the future prosperous of the country, which is highly acceptable. What happened even 2 days back in my practical experience, I have prepared more than 100 group discussions topic which is relevant to management, technology, education, economy, and so. On sudden minute, what happened here, I have got one directions, I think, why didn't you develop some other faculty also preparing GD topic. Matter of 1 hour, I got around 600 topics. 600 topics. I have said with my friends, my peer group, 1 hour we have developed only 15 to 20 topics. We crushed our mind. We thought something, creativities, so we have adopted. But GPT, what happened? Matter of 1 hour, they given 650 topics. Out of that, 70% topics which is unfit for the GD. Even the single statement, as a teacher, when you copied what happened here, I think the same what reflect, you are repeating the reflections in your classroom teaching. The GPT was distracting the Indian minds. I think I am personally request to the government, the policy maker to ban the GDP, Chat GPT. You can use only for the right purpose, whereas the wrong purpose it should be avoided. In future, you are talking about creativity, design thinking, problem solving, productivity, technology development, technology enablement, which is highly distracting the student communities. So, my personal request. And one more thing, the plagiarism reports are insisting about it. How many of you insisting to stick on the plagiarism report? How many of you asking as a faculty members to submit assignments through the online along with the plagiarism report? How many of you practiced it? So we need to practice it. We need to practice, unless otherwise a matter of 1 hour or 1 minute that guy is reporting everything. We are grading and awarding it. What is the purpose of higher education enrollment? What is the purpose of the employment? What is the purpose of employability skills? There are n number of issues which are in and around us. Please try to consider all these things. So in this respect, again, I can ask my panelists to use every members share your views, the final views. Minimum 1 minute, sir. Please, please, you can share your views.
Well, I simply would summarize to say that I think we're all in favor of advancing digital technology for education, but I would urge that all of us as educators try to figure out how we can shape our students' minds to use the technology for good.
Thank you. The role of a teacher remains the same. Therefore, content gathering or assimilating the knowledge. Second, content preparation as specific to students. Third is the delivery of the content in a way effective to students with a lot of interactivity. Fourth is the evaluation, whether the student has acquired the knowledge. These four remain the same, but continuously in view of social changes, the change in mentality of the students and technology, we have to be skilled in digital skills, continuously improving ourselves so that we are effective in these four stages for the effectiveness of the student community. Thank you.
So my point is that the institute should be run by the alumni. The entrepreneurial culture has to be developed more, networking and giving back to alma mater. So these 3 points, the younger students are not much aware of it. There are quite few. I am from alumnus of Madras Institute of Technology, which we are celebrating a platinum jubilee on July 18, 1920. You will not believe that there are more activities are done by Alumni Association of MIT, all those passed out from MIT. I had happened to visit US just 5 years back. There I saw, they say this building has been constructed by a Google founder. This has been done by, so like that. They say the institute has been funded by the alumni. So that culture we have to inculcate in our younger generation. This is my small points.
Sir, anything if you take, there are two sides of SWOT, both positive side, negative side. If you see the negative side, then we should, what I am telling, we should see the positive side. If you take ChatGPT, so we should define what is the core, what is the case. Anything if you take, what is the content and case. If you take this building, it is a basic structure, so will not change. Flooring, then pillar, roof, everything will remain same. That is core. Then content, all this light, everything is case. So this, if you build the core strong, then you can use any tool for build the case. Outside building, it will be useful. So any software, any tool, anything we can use for building the case. Core content should be ours. So we should be strong in content. Then only you can build the case. Thank you.
So again, good evening all. So I just summarize, as I already talked about awareness. So first, every student should aware about online safety and privacy awareness and ethically how to handle the technology. So these things students should know. So it's our responsibility of the faculty member to teach about all those things. So it must be taught by the teachers So it's the prime role of the teachers to take care of our students, as I said. So thank you.
Thank you all our panelists. Still we have 4 more minutes, I think. Yeah, I think when you are talking about this digital literacy is a need of hour. We need to focus, we have to train our students. Nowadays the startup, what I'm saying, because every day 3 to 4 digital-based startup born in India, the startup which is purely based on the digital innovations, for which the digital and innovation, that there is no place. Even nowadays the statistics saying tier 2, tier 3 city students are highly motivated and they initiated for startup. Not only Bangalore or Mumbai or Chennai, Delhi, even in Tanjore or Kumbakonam and so many places people are ready. So we have to train, we have to motivate our students to strong in the digital knowledge. What we are talking, we are using internet, mobile phone and so on. So instead of that, how much the level of knowledge students gain in artificial intelligence or machine learning or robotic science. That also part of the digital only. The digital base is more important. At the same time, the cyber security is what nowadays the AICT offering a 4 years engineering program. Many universities offering certifications. What are the basic reasons behind it? I think in future, you see in India, every year there are more than 10 crores cases are pending under the crime, under the cyber crimes. Even the many district administrators, the state administrators unable to handle this kind of issues. So we need more number of experts for cyber crime. So as a teacher, when you teach to the students, what you call here, the ethical and moral cyber experts more important for the country. With this, the topic is really very great, the digital literacy and cyber security. As a experts or a educationalist, not only the panelists, every people, those who are gathering here, everyone responsibility to safeguard our cyber securities, to save our nations and societies. With this, on behalf of our panelist member, on my own behalf of, I grateful thank the organizers, organizing such a wonderful event at Coimbatore. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It's time for the felicitation. I request Dr. K. Elamvazhuthi, sir, Director, Management Studies, Excel Group of Institutions, Pallakkapalayam, to felicitate Dr. K. Maran. Please give him a big round of applause. Thank you, Elamvazhuthi, sir. I request Dr. K. Maran, Director, Sairam Institute of Management Studies, Chennai, to give away the felicitation for the rest of the speakers. I would like to invite Dr. Jamshed Bharucha, Founding Vice Chancellor, Sai University, Paiyanur. Applause. Next, I would like to invite Dr. N. Mohan Gandhi. Maran sir, you can continue with the felicitation. CEO, KIT, Kalaignar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. Next, I would like to invite Dr. M. Somasundaram, Dean, Research, Jaya Group of Institutions, Chennai. Dr. K. Srinivasan, Director, Sudharsan Group of Institutions, Pudukkottai. Thanks to all the speakers on dais. Thank you, everyone. And please join for the group photo.